Does anyone want to catch us up?
I can do it.
Well, last
me one.
time we left our heroes, we had a terrible experience downstairs. We have tried to heroically take down the fiery engulfed undead, and we were shown the mistake in our judgment. Because as it turns out that the flaming skeletons were, well, they were not prepared for us, but they were more than adequate challenge for the group of town heroes. We were forced to retreat, block the door, and well, lick our wounds, sometimes almost literally, and spend the rest of the day like preparing and plotting our next moves. So at least Toren spent his day like recuperating and recounting his failure to his master, like while performing visual meditations in his temple. And well, what the rest have done, they probably should say ourselves.
Sure, yeah, let's go around the table. So, Ale, what did Drava do in preparation?
Well, I woke up early to do my morning harrow ritual, where I saw that the owl was grinning at me. And that gave me the idea to create 2 talismans to take with us. One of them I give to Quillip. I don't know if you heard, Sam. I'm giving you a talisman.
I didn't catch the beginning. So which one is it?
I'm giving you the Crying Angel pendant. How can I hand it over?
I think you can just pass it to him, drag and drop it onto his token. I think I have that
Does that
active.
work?
Not seeing anything. I suspect if it works, we'd see a message in the chat. But I can just add the Crying Angel, right?
But
I
keep
think
in mind,
it
it
by
only
dropping it
today.
on the table and picking it up there. It worked last time with the granite beads. Yes, garnet beads. Yes.
No, I'm trying to drop it and it's not working.
Let me see. Droppeth is on and giveth is on. Should players be able to drop effects? Oh, effects and conditions, but not items. But allow users to drop items on the canvas by holding the assigned key. So I guess you have to.
I put it in the chat. I don't know if that helps.
I don't think that works. But what you should, that's just so that we can get that into our muscle memory. You need to drag and drop it onto the canvas while holding the left control key.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Droppeth. Yes.
Okay,
and
so
then
Quillip, as I see Quillip, I take out this pendant, let's say. And with this old, beaten up pair of tinkering tools, I start attaching it to his armor. It will only work today, so don't waste it.
Well, thank you. But I am having a little trouble picking it up. Oh, I can drag it from the sheet. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Now I got it.
Okay.
And I think Quillip can spend the time himself to affix it because he does have
I have the
repair.
tools, like, and I
Okay.
do this weird ritual that's all strange and Drava-like, and say some strange words as I am fixing it to your thing. And then just say, and I hope you don't catch on fire.
Hopefully we won't. I came prepared.
Okay, those are my preparations.
All right. Well, then, Quillip, how did you come prepared?
Well, he paid a little visit to, again, I forgot his name.
Podiker.
Podiker, right.
Pillbug. Yes.
obtain a formula for an energy mutagen, which should make us fiery and thus resistant to fire.
Can you walk us through what that means? So it's a lesser, I would assume,
Let me double check that.
or is it a minor? Oh, there is
It
no
should be the
minor.
level 3 version, moderate.
Moderate. Okay.
Yes. So everybody would get resistance 10 to fire. They would add 1d4 damage, which doesn't help us in this case, to their melee weapon attacks, and this whole thing would last 10 minutes.
Okay. So can you also droppeth that onto the canvas and then people can pick it up? Hold down left control while you drop it.
Okay, so we're going to pretend we're in front of the doors and doing it right now. Okay. I can. How do we do that? I will do one of.
Well, I mean, we're standing. Yeah, more or less. You don't have to consume it yet, but people would want it on their sheets, I would assume.
Yep. So I will do. Where is it? Energy. There. And then you said left control. Left control and drop onto the map. Is that it?
Yep. There it is.
Okay. But that's only one. I'll do that again.
And I believe for those who want to pick it up, you have to double click it, which opens up a sheet, and then you can pull the item off of it.
I took that one.
It even says in that nice. It says in the chat, Sevro takes energy mutagen.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it says drop it on the. Okay.
Yes. Oh, you can drop multiple at the same time. Cool.
And I should have the one for myself ready.
Oh, and I guess I should have one for Ketra. I guess there is an issue if it's a stack of items. How do you get just a single one?
It gives you a slider.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Although
I thought of everything.
yeah, Toren is like very hesitant to ingest strange mutagens, but I will take one anyway just in case.
Okay, Ketra has one too. Okay, how did Sevro prepare? Anything special you need to share with the group as you make your way over to the grave entrance?
I think nothing totally special. I think Sevro's research is probably very unorganized, and he's probably flipping through all the spells he knows, trying to find water ones, knowing we're going to fight these things, but nothing too special.
Okay. All right, so let me give us an intro and then we can go right back to it. All right, so as you said, we have had various social scenes play out between your last foray into the catacombs where you were badly burned by the combusted undead. And now you're back. You're standing at the open grave. You're starting to make your way into the warrens, the tunnels below, on your way to the catacombs. But the camera pulls back from the boneyard, back from the guards that are starting to patrol after Quillip had talked to Sheriff Baylor, back from the grave and back from Sandpoint itself. We're high up now above the rooftops, and we see the harbor. We see the fishing boats, the morning fog rolling over the sea. And we're so high up that now the whole town is just basically a handful of colored roofs between the gray sea and the green forests. And there's a red seagull hanging in the salt wind, high up above the cathedral. It shouldn't be watching anything in particular, but its eyes that they look sharp and dark and too knowing for just a bird tracks the 5 figures that are standing there in the boneyard below. And it speaks to itself. The voice is surprisingly warm and patient. It's almost fond as it says, "There you are." And then the bird tilts its head as the 5 figures descend into the broken grave, and its gaze lingers on the dwarf, the one who runs a little hot. "You felt it, didn't you? The caged fire, the enslaved dead." And it makes a clicking sound, almost like laughter. "You'll free them. You won't be able to help yourself. That's what heroes do." And the seagull circles once, and far below, Father Sentis emerges from the cathedral with tea in hand, and he pauses, and he squints up at the sky, and he watches the seagull circle, and something about the bird seems to be troubling him. Maybe it's the weird color, maybe it's how still it just floats as it circles, or maybe it's the way that it seems to watch. And he raises a hand to shade his eyes, but the seagull is already gone. It's just a red speck vanishing south along the coast towards the cliffs, toward the Devil's Platter. And Xantus stands there just a moment longer, hands still raised, and then he shakes his head and goes back inside. And we fade to black, and we come back in the catacombs as the party makes its way back into the fire-blasted hallway where one of the sections on the wall now has been somewhat freed of the soot stains and all of the charred markings because you've handled it before. You know that it's a secret door and you know what lies beyond. Last time you were brutally burnt and beaten, but this time you came prepared. What do we do?
Thumbs up.
Is
Thanks, Quillip.
Kendra with us?
Ketra is with you, yes.
Ketra, sorry. Okay.
Oh, and Ketra, that's a good point. As you approach the door, Ketra will hand out earplugs, like makeshift earplugs that she made for you to put into your ears. I'm assuming that all of you put them in. They're basically just pieces of wax like, rolled up so that you can fit them into your ear canal, and they muffle the sounds around you. They don't block it out entirely, but they will give you a nice +2 bonus against auditory effects.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So I suppose the primary decision to make is who's gonna hold the door, Toren or Ketra?
Well, do you
Rock,
want
paper,
to?
scissors.
No.
Well, then I guess there's only me left.
I'll just mention for those of you using the mute click and use is not enough. You have to drag onto your character the effect.
Got it. And you have to pick fire.
Alright, I mean, it technically doesn't go against Toren's religion to drink mutagen, so I suppose I will have to put survival above his comfort for now.
You sound like me if I don't have a beer before noon.
Are we ready? Ketra growls.
I think so.
We cannot escape our destiny.
And you...
Ale, you can also drag, because there's Quillip prepared one for everyone, so you can also drag the effect energy mutagen onto Drava.
So what do I do for Drava, sorry?
So if you look at the chat, you'll see energy mutagen being used by the other characters. You can just drag that effect onto your character. Like Quillip is handing you a mutagen for protection from the fire.
See that? Ah, yeah, here we go. How do I roll it? I clicked it?
Drag the effect. Like you should see effect energy mutagen moderate. Drag it onto the character.
Onto your token, yeah.
On the other characters.
No,
I see
on
like a
yours.
little... Ah, in my character.
No, in the chat where it says effect energy mutagen moderate,
Hmm?
you drag that effect onto your token.
Yeah, it's,
And we select an energy tab, fire. Okay.
Yes, exactly. All right, cool. Looks like everybody's got it. All right, so you hear Ketra's muffled voice through the earplugs as she goes like, "All right, everybody, here we go," and she muscles the door out of the way. You look into the room beyond, which looks just like it did the day before, more or less. It's just floor, walls, ceiling, everything still caked in thick layers of dark soot and ash. In some places disturbed from your kerfuffle here yesterday. And you see a couple of piles of bones and ash in one of the corners over here. But the creatures are nowhere to be found.
Hmm.
And Ketra says, "Okay, don't fall for it. Stay sharp." And she takes a couple of steps inside towards those piles of bones and ash. Everybody else stays back. Is that what you do?
Yep.
if nothing happens when she steps, then Toren steps forward after her.
Okay. Go for it. All right, so you keep up with her. And as you like carefully step into the chamber, very muffled at first and sounding very far away, not just because of your earplugs, but just because it's a weird sensation. You hear these pained screams, these tortured wails that you have heard before, and then the three piles of ash and bone in the corner start to just erupt into flames, and slowly the flames start to like grow higher and higher, and within the flames you see bones snapping into place, ash getting like disturbed into a little cloud of ash, but then as that ash comes down it leaves behind the vague silhouette of a humanoid creature, and one by one the combusted manifest. All right, well, let's roll initiative for everyone. I can do that. You don't need to do that. Let's see. I'm going to add everyone here and then roll for everyone. And then we are good to go. Sevro, you are the first one to activate.
Nice. He is going to shoot a briny bolt at the one in front.
All right. Standing in the doorway, leaning into the room. You aim and you hit.
Oh, visible damage. That's right.
But it does have the water trade, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's blinded for.
Okay, so first of all, it takes 8 points of damage from that.
Nice.
And it is... Well, it's not a critical success, it's a regular success. So you are it is blinded for 1 round. As it like Arl starts to scream even more. That was 2 actions.
Yeah, 2 actions. I don't really want to go any further. I'll step to give Quillip minus if he wants it.
That makes sense. The combusted that just got hit by this is like currently it's blinded, so it just blindly flails at its face that is wreathed in flames and manages to get the salt water out of its burning eyes. And then it will let out its blazing howl. 15 feet catches Toren and Ketra in the aura. Please give me a will save.
Should account as 2.
Yeah, it doesn't have the auditory trait, but it clearly should have, so don't worry about that.
Oh, there we go. I suppose that
Nice.
Nice, so you take no damage at all. Ketra still takes a little bit of damage. She takes no damage for some reason.
That's because we are resistant now.
Oh, because we're resistant to fire. That's exactly right. Okay, excellent. So that was the creature's second action, and then with its third action, it just takes again. It's like doesn't really look targeted. It just stumbles forward, flailing, as if trying to put out that eternal fire that it is wrapped in, and in doing so, it gets so close to Ketra that Ketra will need to save against the aura of intense heat. Ketra, reflex save. It's a reflex save, interesting. And she succeeds, so she only will take half of this, which means no damage. So that was the first of the combusted. And the second one over here also like does that erratic movement, stumbling forward. I kind of picture them like the clickers in Last of Us, just that they're on fire, you know. And stumbles forward, and then in an almost coincidental fashion, it turns around towards Ketra and throws a fiery fist at her, striking her for a little bit of damage. And then it follows up with an uppercut, a flaming uppercut, but critically misses. Quillip, your turn.
Okay, Quillip is. I mean, they did get closer. Yeah, okay, so Quillip doesn't need to move. Quillip will study the creature that just struck Ketra, the one to the south. So he will devise a stratagem. Again, it does the moving thing. Sorry. Okay, 12. He will take that.
Okay.
He will pull one of the vials, give it a little shake, and throw it at the creature. And he'll exclude no splash area.
Okay, hang on here. I gotta figure something out. Okay. It takes the damage. And it should also take the splash damage, correct?
Yeah, but along with it, so it doesn't trigger. It doesn't trigger again the
Oh, I see what you're saying.
the weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weakness isn't triggered twice. I think that it actually... No, it didn't do it altogether. Okay. It gets 5 points back then.
Okay. And then he is going to try to be crafty and he's going to throw another vial, but this time he'll target the space that's right behind the central altar,
Mm-hmm.
hoping to catch both of the creatures in the splash area.
Okay. And
Oh,
that it is a hit. So they both would take the splash damage.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll it again?
Oh no, sorry. We were saying that you target grid intersections when you target.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
And specifically for this reason, because it otherwise gives you a lot of area damage. So you could target this one here.
I think he'll go for the same, the one next to the same creature.
Down here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's AC 5, and even though there's a couple of people in the way, that's still good enough. Okay, so let's see that damage. If you click damage, that'll make it easier for me to apply the splash damage. Okay, and it takes the work. Splash. There we go. Okay.
And that's Quillip.
All right. Toren.
Okay. Well, Toren already activated his aura, so now we'll switch it into the cold mode, and I will try to target the worst one with an elemental blast.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There's a toggle one action into action. I will use 2 actions to charge it. Okay, never mind. I still have 1 action left, so I will do it again. Well, okay. And this is it then?
Okay. So you can end your turn, and then it's Ketra's turn, and she will. Can you end your turn? Yep, there it is.
Yeah, I thought
And
it would be on the carousel.
She moves back and out of the room, having triggered the combusted. I think that was what Anthony was suggesting, right? Holding the door and using the passage of lines tactic to swap out frontliners when necessary.
Yeah.
So I guess that's that. Does she have anything she can do from a distance?
I think her plan was to use a tactic to give Toren an extra strike.
Okay. You command your allies to which one is that? That's the setup strike, maybe?
Strike hard?
Oh, strike hard. That's what it is. Oh, I see. I just didn't understand which one is an actual rules term and which one is Anthony just describing what he's going to do. So it's a tactic. Okay, so she's going to use then 2 actions to tell Toren to strike hard. But Toren is not actually within reach, so I guess that doesn't really make sense right now.
I probably would suggest to tell Toren to retreat right now as well, because right now he's not in his mountain stance.
Can't Toren use ranged strike, like the attacks that he just did?
Yeah, it's just a strike. Whatever you can do as a strike, you would be able to do.
Well,
Toren.
if I can, then Toren would.
I mean, we're asking you, is your elemental blast a strike, or is that like a spell, or how does it work?
In the attack chart it says blast instead of strike.
Okay, let's look it up.
Because thing is, technically I don't think it is a strike, because I can use it while I am in my mountain stance. Because mountain
Yes, it
stance
is.
limits what strikes you can do to its own fist attacks. But
Yep, it is
elemental blast
elemental
is
blast.
an ability which is technically not a strike, so I can shoot it while
Correct.
I'm mounted.
It is correct. It is not a strike. I just looked it up. Well, I guess then Ketra is just gonna tell Toren to get into position, and she's gonna. She can't ready it because it's 2 actions. Oops, sorry. That was not my intention. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure this out here.
There was a tactic for tactical retreat, right?
Okay, so here it is. So before she leaves, she'll do a setup strike against the one down here. Let's do that. Where's the strike? There it is. Using a cold iron. That is a hit. So it does, theoretically, it does some damage. We'll see. Some of it goes through, but more importantly, she's set up a strike here for whoever comes next, meaning that it is now off guard until the beginning of her next turn. So she did that as her first action, and as her second action, she retreated, and that's just going to be it. And then it's Drava.
Okay, so I'll move a bit closer, and from this distance to this one, I will raise my lantern, filling it with a piece of moss, still dripping wet. I say, tears of drunken sailors, they call this. I put it into my lamp, and I will exploit vulnerability.
Oh no, sorry. I hate this. Sorry about that. You're all gonna have to. I'll fix it. You just continue with your action here.
Vulnerability.
Nice.
Aha. So I know that their weakness is water as I picture waterfalls and have a personal antithesis against them. But at this distance, there's not much I can do except try to demoralize and piercing it with my glare as I illuminate it with my lamp. And I'm going to try to demoralize it.
Okay, so you try to exploit his vulnerability, which ended up being a success, and then you follow up with a demoralize. It does seem to be frightened by that.
I feel its head with visions of running water.
Yes.
And I know my view is a bit limited from here, but could I do a seek action and see if I can find anything in the environment that might help?
Sure. Yeah. You peer as best as you can into the room, like moving your head around a little bit. You don't spot any other concealed creatures. The room itself, as I've said, like caked in a thick layer of soot and ash. There seems to be hardly anything left in there of substance. It's really just those that red stone in the middle of the room and the slabs of red stone standing around it, like pylons. But other than that, everything else seems to have been turned into ash.
Okay.
I believe that's
my
turn. Okay. You can end your turn, and then it is another Combusted's turn, which is going to stumble forward. Ale, can you end your turn?
What do I do? Ah, yeah, here we go. Sorry.
There you go. And it stumbles forward. And forces its aura onto Toren. So Toren, please give me a reflex save as you feel the heat wash over you. All right. That is. I'm not going to target this. What? Okay. So this is the damage technically, of which you would take half. And that ends up being nothing. And then the creature tumbles into you, effectively striking you once and twice. Both of those hit. First one and second one. Why does it not apply that? Oh, because there is bludgeoning damage in there. Yeah, so basically the fire doesn't seem to harm you. You're not worried about the flames that are starting to lick over your skin and your hair as you catch on fire, but the sheer force of the blow still hurts. Sevro.
Sevro touches the notebook he has on his belt, and he's going to drain bonded item and use this to recast. What's that? The spell I just cast? Briny Bull? Yeah. At the creature that he can see. What are you doing, Matt? Oops, hold on, sorry.
All right, you hurl it at the creature, which it splashes into it. Let's see the damage.
There we go.
And it takes that damage and lets out another pained howl as it becomes blinded. And that is 3. No, drain bonded item.
Yeah.
No, that's a free action. Drain bonded item.
Oh, it's
so
free?
You have. Yep. So you have an extra.
That's what that. Okay. I will shield because I kind of like being in the corner.
Okay. Okay, then the combusted over here that was successfully intimidated by Drava is like slowly, cautiously, almost tumbling forwards, and once again forcing its aura onto Toren. So Toren, I'm gonna ask you to make this reflex save here. As you feel the intense heat blast into you like a brick wall. That is technically 11 points of damage, and you're starting to feel the temperature rise, but not to the point that you're worried about it. And then the creature tries to pummel you by flailing its hands around in what looks like panic, and through some, maybe it's a bad dodge on your end, but you accidentally get your chin caught in an uppercut here, taking 12 points of damage. And that is the creature's turn. The one down here, as it's as the other two start to tumble forward, it just lets out another blazing howl as it starts screaming in pain. 15 feet, so that is Ketra and Toren. And we apply the bonus here, so that is a critical success for Ketra too, because it didn't include the bonus. Very nice, so you take no damage from this, and then the thing stumbles forward, targets Toren, and tries to hit him once, which it manages to do, as we see 7 points of bludgeoning damage here come through. Quillip, your turn. Sorry, I forgot the aura to Toren, so that's another will save for you. No, not will save. Nope, sorry, I was wrong. That's not a blazing howl, it is the intense heat once again, which should be a reflex save. Okay, and you don't worry about that one. Quillip, your turn.
Okay, Quillip is going to aim at the intersection between the two creatures he sees, the one that's
Mhm.
away from Toren,
Mhm.
and he's going to throw again a vial in there.
And that's a critical miss, so it definitely misses. It just kind of like splashes, and the ash soaks up the liquid in there before it can have any effect.
Even against an intersection, not the creature?
It is a critical miss, so... Oh, I see. It's not because of a natural... Yes, because of a natural 1. Yeah.
Oh, right. No, sorry, I totally forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, he is going to step over here and use an action to produce an elixir of life and hold it up for whoever needs it. I guess most likely Toren. And
Okay.
that's his turn.
Ready to pass it off to whoever wants it. Toren, your turn.
How the hell I find myself in exactly the same position? Well,
Sam, can you end your turn? I want us to get in the habit of everybody ending their
Yeah.
own turn.
okay, I will use one action elemental blast for melee. There we go.
That's a hit.
Hitting this one.
As you blasted with... Wait, where's the damage? There it is. As you blasted with cold fire...
Yes?
What? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Well, yeah, never mind. Then...
Wait, did you ask me something?
No, I mean, I thought you were about to continue. No, Toren will then retreat, and he will accept the elixir of life if it takes one action.
I think. Oh, you probably can't. So I'll just roll that. Yeah, there you go. You can maybe also drag that elixir of life effect just in case there's a disease or something, a poison coming up.
Ketra calls out for everyone to regroup as Toren runs out of the room. So what's going on here? Signal all squad mates within the aura of your commander's banner. Each can swap positions with another willing ally adjacent to them. An ally can't swap into a space it can't fit into. Smaller one. Okay, so does it... I guess, Toren, do you want to swap?
No, thank you.
Or,
I'm good.
Toren already walked past Ketra in case you were not looking at the...
Right, or Drava, you could also swap in here.
Do I really want to get closer?
I mean, somebody needs to fight him.
Yeah.
Why
I'll
isn't
swap.
it Ketra?
It's not our job. Alright, Drava swaps positions here with Ketra.
Can I move one further without provoking?
It's not your turn.
Not until my turn. Yeah. Fair.
Right. So that was one action for Ketra. Well, I guess, yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting to just do the thing first, so I'm just going to assume that she struck out at one of them first and tried it twice and missed them both, and then she used her tactic to swap with Drava, and then it's Drava's turn.
Okay. So this changes my whole strategy. Shit. We can't fight them in a bottleneck like this, can we?
Well, you know that they didn't go after you last time, so there's a good chance that if you don't engage them in the room,
They won't
they
come
would-
after us. Yeah, but we're not going to kill them that way.
I mean, if you just hold the door, I can keep bombing them. Sevro has spells from a range.
It's going to take 20 hours. And we're still going to get burnt to a crisp. Going inside is a terrible idea, is it? Because I could go here. Right here. And leave space for someone else to come in. But then I'm surrounded if no one follows me in there.
Okay, so you move in the room, and now
Yeah, screw it. Go big or go home.
that's right.
Okay.
Like I said, somebody's got to fight them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, shit. YOLO bitches. So, I already cast Exploit Vulnerability in this one, so I don't need to do it again, right?
Correct.
So I can just go ahead and strike it.
That's a hit.
My blade is like water against it. And... Oh, the movement was already one action?
The movement, it was one action. Now the attack is the second.
Throwing holy water is one action.
Well, yeah, it would have to get it out is the first
Yeah,
action.
okay. No, I'm gonna strike again then.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, and the second follow-up swing misses. Okay, that's your turn.
Mm-hmm. And turn. Oh,
Okay, the combusted over here, still briny water in its eyes, wipes it off as its first action. Second action is going to be a blazing howl, which means that everybody, which is this time it's everyone because you can all hear it. Give me a will save, please.
wait, don't I get a +1 because of will save?
Don't worry about it. Just roll it, and I can put the bonus for the earplugs
Yeah,
on there.
that was my hero card as well.
Oh, I see. All right, so you succeed, crit succeed, Quillip fails by quite a bit, Ketra succeeds. Okay, so regular damage is 17 points. Everybody who succeeded takes half, who crit succeeded takes none. And there shouldn't be a whole lot left. Okay, so that was its second action as it lets out another one of those painful wails that cause you to basically be set ablaze as you hear it. And with its third action, it's going to fling fire at Drava as it again swings its arms around, and some of the flames that can constantly lick over its body kind of detach, and it starts flying towards Drava, but goes and flies past you, blasts into a wall. Sevro.
Save us, Sevro. Don't leave me there in the fire alone.
I don't know if I'm the one to save you. I think I'm gonna force barrage the one that I shot already. 3 actions.
Okay. Okay, and the missiles just unerringly strike their target. The creature has no special defenses against it, and that's your turn.
Oh,
Can you enter?
Sorry. Yes, sorry.
We have this combusted over here is going to target Drava and just raining down fist strikes here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 2 of those actually hit. The first one and the second one. The third one of her attacks, but here's the damage. And once again, some of Drava's equipment starts to light on fire. Her hair gets singed, but none of that is really that dangerous to you right now because you're under the protective elixir or mutagen but just the sheer force of the hit is painful.
Mhm.
And the one down here who's already near death or near destruction is just fighting for, well, its life is wrong. Uh-oh.
Ah,
And this third is a miss. Okay, so we have one critical hit in here. As I guess, Drava, as you're trying to avoid getting pummeled by this one here, you kind of like lean to the side and you just get smacked right in the face by this one over here.
is that
So
double damage?
You just take that damage. It's already doubled. All right, that's the combusted Quillip.
Okay, Quillip is going to devise a stratagem against one speed. 10, I guess that's sort of good enough, so he'll aim at it with a vial. Excluding, reducing the splash to it only. On a miss, it still takes the splash damage at least.
Okay, it'll take the splash damage.
Okay, and it still stands. He's going to try again. And this time it goes real wide.
Toren.
Okay. Well, first I will remedy my mistake. Assume the stance. And well, I guess there's nothing else to be done, just jumping back in. And one action last.
That's a hit. And your cold fire blasts the creature. The flames just are extinguished in that blast, and what remains is just a small pile of ash that trickles down. Ketra's turn. Ketra is moving in here. I'm going to say she's going to move 1, and then here, and then down, and then here, and 1 further. That's 25 feet of movement. And then she's going to command a pincer attack. So both Drava and technically everyone, but you can take a step, and if you do, the opponent that's adjacent to you is off guard. So you definitely want to do it if you can.
Yes, of course.
Nice.
We have to move, right?
Well, you can. You don't have to. And in fact, because Toren moved, but Toren, there's this. You can't step there. I'm sorry, but that's not going to be possible. Because there's the red rock in between, and then the two. So that's just not going to be a step.
This one?
There's a
That-
red rock there as well, no?
That would work.
Well, I mean, Ketra moved there, so
Yeah, that would work.
True.
Drava, do you want to take a step as well?
But then, do I need to move?
Well, if you want to follow that
You
tactic,
have
you have.
the option.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
You have the option to take one step.
One step, then I have to move here, right?
Yes, that's a good choice, and then that makes this one off guard as well. And that'll last until the start of Ketra's next turn. So she still has an action left. She's going to target this one, and she's going to use her Cold Iron Rapier, hits it, and does a little bit of damage. Then it's Drava's turn.
Okay, so I move by inertia, following also Ketra's commands, and letting my blade swing like cold ice, butter ice.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
If you click the critical button, it'll already double the damage. There we go. Yeah, it's incredibly well-timed blow, but it does not put the creature to rest.
And I'm swinging madly, laughing and cackling, and swing again.
Another hit. And with that, hang on though, give me a second here. You have. Oh yeah, okay. No, you're good. All right, so with that, another cackling stab, and the creature is clearly almost decimated, but
And
not yet.
for everyone watching, like you just think fire and these creatures, and just Drava just cackling and swinging her blade wildly.
What is going on with Drava? At a -8, she lands that 20 and
Yeah.
puts the creature down.
That's the one who didn't want to go into the room.
Yeah, like Drava is like engulfed in flames, but the potion is helping, and it's in like some kind of crazy trance, just and like swinging the lamp and swinging the sword.
And I'll say that the others, as you might notice, there's probably too much going on for you to notice that, but I will point it out that as the flames, like as Drava catches on fire, and also the flames from the combusted that try to like wash over her, it's almost as if the flames are hesitant. Like Drava, her skin, her hair doesn't seem to catch on fire as easily as if it was, drenched in water, even though it most certainly isn't. But it's an
My
interesting.
blade moves like water. Something is going on.
All right, that was Drava's turn. Here's the combusted over here. It has Drava right next to it, so it's going to try to attack you once. Oh, striking you for 6 points of damage, maybe. And a second hit, and a third miss. Ooh, but another smack in the. That happens all the time. I hate that I have to untarget people because I always end up accidentally taking.
And I am out.
No, you're good. Don't worry. I mean, you might be low on HP. Yeah, that's true. So, Sevro, Drava, where is this? Should be here. Okay. All right, Sevro, your turn.
Okay,
But I'm at
Sevro is.
What's that?
No, that I'm at 0 HP. So I'm out.
You're at 5.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Couldn't see. Okay. Not great.
So, Sevro.
Sevro's going to step and then do a slashing gust at this one. Yeah.
And you miss, unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
Quillip is going to start moving to get a better view of what's happening. Okay, so he sees the creature. He'll continue his move into the room. There. And then for his second action, he will try to patch up Drava with some battle medicine.
You should get a bonus from the trinket I gave you, no?
Let me double check, because I think that one is only for first aid, which is stabilizing someone, so not treating wounds.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so he is going to try. We have Drava selected, yeah. Okay, so you get some hit points back.
Mm-hmm.
And for his last action, he is going to target that creature with a vial. No splash zone.
Boom. And it takes the damage and the splash without triggering the vulnerability again. Okay. Toren.
Alright, well, I suppose Toren will move through the room.
Oh, moving all the way in the corner. Mm-hmm.
Yes, something like this to take the tactically advantageous position. And, well, let's try to finish it now. So now that he's flanking it with Drava, and I will try to melee blast it with face to death.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow.
Called crit here. Let's see the damage. That is double.
Yes, that's double, and it still stands, so let's do it again.
Oh, another hit.
Almost there.
And with that, your cold fire blasts into the creature, snuffing out the flames, dispersing the ash. And Drava, you just get kind of covered in the still smoldering remains as Toren's blast puts the last one of these creatures down for good. 10,000 years they've been lingering here, and finally their souls may rest at peace. That is 72 XP for everyone,
Nice.
and a satisfied feeling.
72?
72.
So 362 for total?
Correct.
I have, yeah.
362.
Alright.
Yeah.
Wait, no, not alright. We're still on fire.
Yeah, and
That's
Drava
true.
doesn't even care. There's flames and there's steam coming out. And I just go on my knees and I start collecting some of the ash and putting it into a pouch.
While being on fire.
Yeah, like
Okay.
still in that kind of strange trance.
Mhm.
Not even aware that I'm lingering between two worlds.
That's okay. I'm just gonna apply the damage here. Make your recovery check, which you fail. The next round, there's not enough damage to hurt you, and you succeed at your recovery check. So, without really paying attention to it at all, it just kind of like burns for a little bit, and then
I mean, yeah, it's so close to death that makes little difference. But the ashes remain. Just look at this room. And she's just talking to herself. Ashes and fire everywhere.
Did you take a knock to the head, Drava?
Fire.
Let me take a look at you.
We combust, we burn, our life essences, we shine, we bright. But the ashes, they always remain. Just collecting ashes and putting it in a pouch.
Let me just get a little cold on that bruise. And he'll try to drag her away from that room.
Yeah, I have enough, and too weak, not really offering much resistance, just kind of like mumbling about fire and ashes.
All right. And then Quillip will sit down for 10 minutes to attempt to treat Drava's wounds.
Okay. While we are resting there, yeah, Toren will. I've turned off his aura. He will once again channel element to try to to sense if the sensation of caged fire still lingering in this room, or if it ceased.
Mm. You well, I mean the that like trapped flames, caged fire that was more your sense of these creatures, but there is still there's still something resonating here with those red pylons and the bigger stone slab at the center. It definitely resonates with your elemental perception, but it strikes you as it still like hits the same notes of enslaved and captured, and but it's dormant right now, it feels like.
Yeah, in that case, well, Toren will turn to Sevro asking for his professional opinion.
Yeah, I'll take a gander.
Okay, so let me zoom out here a little bit. So what we're dealing with is the research subsystem. So this thing down here
Oh.
is quite defined, obviously. And we're not going to just play this as a regular recall knowledge and one and done, but we're going to use the research subsystem. So what that means is you can do some research to learn more about this. And the research can be, as you were just suggesting, kind of on site, examining it. The research can also be checking, libraries, records, historic
Going to Quink's
archives.
house, yeah.
Yep. And you you will probably have to tap into all of these sources if you want to learn everything there is to learn about this. And at various points in time, as you're like gathering research points, um, things will be revealed. But it's not, as I've said, it's not just a one and done check. It's you'll slowly chip away at the secrets that this place holds. So I've added a quest to the quest log, which is Hellstorm Focus, where we can track your progress. And you currently already have one research point, because you already found out that Broderick Quink has a lot of material on Thessalonian ruins and lore, so he'd be a good resource to tap into. And you already have an additional resource point here, so you already have two. What you can do on site is do a research check, and you can do that as an Arcana or an Occultism, but will definitely, like, that research check represents more than just a few minutes. So, if you want to really spend some time down here, we would do that as a downtime activity.
Yeah, I would definitely like to come back when I'm not recovering from third-degree burns and a little bit of
Right.
Oh, you'll be fine. Just
Yeah,
sit
but I
against the
forgot
wall.
my notebook. I forgot my favorite pen. I can't do research without my favorite pen. How am I going to write down notes?
I actually feel that on a very deep level. I get that.
Yeah.
All
right, but
sorry, can you remind me where to access the quest log?
It's under journal, and it's the little scroll-looking thing. Journal notes on the left side.
Companion. Okay.
And you can also put a macro on your quick bar if you want to. There should be a macro called Open Quest Log.
Quest log.
Quest log.
I think.
But how would I find the macro?
Yeah, I don't think you have access to the quick bar, so I think I can put it into the chat if I'm not mistaken, and then you can pull it into your. Can you pull it into your?
Yeah,
quick bar?
that
Yeah,
works.
nice, cool.
Yeah, very
No.
nice.
So I can pull it, but when I click it, I don't have permission to
Oh,
execute
yeah.
macro.
Oh, okay. Maybe I used the wrong one. Let me see if I. Oh, I see. There's one that says player. So how about the second one?
Yeah, this works.
Nice. There you go. Cool.
Thank you.
Where is it?
Okay, so
Ah, yeah,
it's in
there
the
you go.
chat. Yep. And you should be able to see in progress a couple of different quests here. And the Hellstorm Focus is one of them. where I'm going to try to track your research progress, and you're welcome. I think you can edit it as well or make notes.
And there's an illustration. That's cool.
Yeah.
Of the scene.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I was gone for. I didn't realize that's what it looked like. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And we can finish exploring the ruins below the boneyard because you have explored it to the fullest extent. There are. Let me see if you get an XP reward for that. And then we're going to also kind of zoom out and go into downtime for it because we have about 3 days until the ritual can happen. So we're going to move a little faster. But let me see if there is any XP reward here. Yes, so there's 60 XP that each one of you gets. So you should be at 422.
Out of curiosity, does the non-encounter XP also get adjusted according to
No.
group size? Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because I mean, those things tend to be still just as it's like a party achievement. It's just as hard to do with 5 people than it is with 4 people. Okay, so let us zoom out. You can essentially just reset your health and your daily stuff because there is no immediate threat here. And we can assume that you have plenty of time to recover over the next few days. So, what do you do you have essentially 3 days? As Santa said that the ritual will happen at the next full moon, which is in 3 days, and that Odrani will be visiting. She'll be arriving around that time as well. So there's really nothing immediate that you've been tasked with, so you have a little bit of downtime. Is there something you want to do?
I mean,
I
Sevro's going
think
to come back down here.
Yes, and that's totally fine, obviously. So we'll keep that in mind. How about the others? Sevro's going to do some research on site, exploring the Hellstone focus.
Drava as well. She's going to affix her lamp, and since with the lamp I have it here. Sorry, I closed it.
What's
So
that?
I get a bonus on checks. So I get a +1 status bonus for perception checks and +1 status bonus to recall knowledge. And I just tear up little pieces of the pages of an encyclopedia as I put my lamp there. And I'm going to spend some time there as well, researching.
Wait, you get the recall knowledge against creatures within the bright light. So you do get the visual perception check bonus, but the recall knowledge only against creatures. But yeah, so you can also spend some time down there. Okay, so the two of you do some on-site research for a couple of hours, I would think, on the first day. What about the others?
Quillip is going to basically lock himself up in his laboratory and try to formulate some new elixirs that could be useful in the coming days.
Okay. And how about Toren?
I think Toren will also go down to cover Drava
Thank you.
and Sevro just in case, because well, we still very conspicuously didn't clear the quest for dealing with goblin ghouls, so he will just keep an eye out for them.
All right. So Ketra basically says something to the effect of like, "Okay, I guess we're done here. I'll see you in a couple of days." And the rest of you have some stuff you want to get done. Okay, great. So Sevro, Drava, and Toren, you can give me a research check as you're exploring the Hellstorm focus. That will be an Arcana or an Occultism check to do the research on site.
Okay. Is it secret or just
No, you can roll it openly. That's fine.
Can I just
Okay.
say cleric?
Well, I don't have.
Can I use a hero
Arcana
panelist?
or occultism. I mean, I have dwarf lore. Can I substitute dwarf lore for it?
No.
Probably not.
And I have the
Sandpoint lore.
dubious knowledge in case a 15 is a fail.
Let me see here where that is. That's basically your sources. And you got 2 out of Broader Quink already. And now we have on-site investigation. Sevro 20, Drava 15. Okay, so I guess you spend a couple of hours clearing the ash and the dust off of these pylons and off the altar, and there's not a whole lot that you learn in those first few hours, but you can spend more time here if you want to, so you can roll more checks.
okay?
Yeah. I have nothing else to do.
Nice.
Sorry.
Okay.
Come on.
So maybe Drava, you're just like you still
Yeah, my vision is still. I'm trying to focus and concentrate and pay attention, and I just see flames and fire and smoke and ash. And even though the air is clear, I start coughing. Can't seem to get it together. But I do
Yeah.
have dubious knowledge, so even if it's a fail, I learned something.
No, this is a research check. It's not a
Okay,
knowledge.
research.
Check.
By the way,
Hmm.
I'm just having a small idea. Can I learn something from using crafting about these altars? Like
No.
like what they were carved from, like or something.
Well, that might be a separate thing to look into. They are carved from a strange red stone.
Yeah, because like
Uh,
crafting, Toren does have, so he and Zio's stone lore is very dwarfy, so
yeah, it's just a matter of how much that actually tells you. Yeah, so the stone is it's red, which means that there's probably a significant amount of iron in there. Um, and that strikes you as quite fitting because it does feel almost like a cage for all of that fiery energy. Like that's, it's very dwarvy way to put this, but that's the vibe that you get with your dwarven lore or your. It's not called stone cunning, right? What is it called?
well. I mean, I was just thinking for just crafting check, but the dwarf lore is just dwarf lore.
Yeah, okay. All right, so what you learned from your research down here, and it's a little awkward because it is an abstraction of the research system, right? So it's not going to always be exactly one-to-one. We'll have to have a little bit of mental flexibility here. But you learn from these stones, and I'll say that like some of the research also means that going back to Broadard and checking out what you've seen down here, the runes that are covering these stones and the altars, checking back in his books, um, and you learn that for many years the ruined tower known as the Old Light to people of Sandpoint was thought to have been an ancient collapsed lighthouse. But now that more has been learned about ancient Thassalon, the old light has been revealed to have once been known as the Hellstorm Flume. So the Hellstorm Flume, right? That's a powerful weapon that was used by Rune Lord Elasnist to protect her nation's eastern border with that of Rune Lord Karzug's nation of Shalast. Despite its name, the Hellstorm Flume had no direct association with hell itself. It was so called for its ability to emit a flume of searing fire at extraordinary range to blast approaching armies with a devastating inferno. So that's the Hellstorm Flume, and I guess we'll say that basically um, I don't know. Again, this is weird because you're spending your research check down here, but the way that these research thresholds work is that you get this knowledge. So I think we might be able to explain it that Sevro is bringing this back up because you've been talking to Broadard and to the other Rune Watchers many times, and this is kind of the status quo of their research, basically. This knowledge that Broadard used to be called a kook for thinking that the old light used to be a weapon, but since the events of the Rise of the Rune Lord campaign, more and more has been unearthed, and now this is kind of accepted common knowledge. So this is all known as the Hellstorm Flume, but this space down here is a little different. Like this, you feel like it's connected, but it does appear to have um, yeah, it does appear to be somewhat linked or connected to the Hellstorm Flume, but it's not exactly the Hellstorm Flume itself, because that's the old light, which is way further to the west than this particular thing. So that's,
in
I
some
guess,
way related.
yes.
Okay.
And let me put the notes for that in the journal. So you have that information here. All right, so you now are at 3 research points, but there's certainly more to be learned down here. So you're welcome to spend some more time the next day. But that's pretty much all you can do today. Let me skip ahead a day here. Wait, did it now go to the next day or not? It didn't. How can I go to the next day? No, okay. So the next morning comes, and let me see what has happened here. Quillip, so you spent the day, or the rest of the day, I guess, like, organizing your
Research and notes.
your notes and stuff. Yep. And the next day, you're getting a message from Nisk Tander over at Bottle Solutions, asking if you would have any time to help out, which I believe you have in the past, right? You've been yeah, so you've been involved at Bottle Solutions occasionally. So he's like, oh, I know that you've been running around with a new crowd, been super busy and everything, but maybe you can stop by and help out a little bit today. Is that something you think you might be doing?
Sure, yeah.
All right. So that'll occupy a significant amount of your day. How about Toren, Sevro, Drava? What do you do today?
Drava's
Two
taking her lunch down, and it's mostly just mushroom sandwiches that her mom makes because otherwise she won't be eating. Just obsessing over the ruins, even though she can't figure anything out.
Okay.
Making charcoal drawings and yeah.
All right. Sevro.
Yeah, I mean, we can just do it again.
Okay, you continue to do the research. Yep.
Okay.
And,
Yeah. Perfect.
If Sevro goes down, Toren goes down.
okay. All right. So the 3 of you continue to do more research. So you get to do 2 more. If you want to spend all day down here, you can do 2 or actually even 3 more research checks.
Yeah. And Drava at the moment has nowhere else to go. Nothing. It's literally like a fire consuming her.
Okay, so there's a success right there.
Yeah,
More.
Sevro's like a dog with a bone on this,
Mm-hmm.
but he gets distracted sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe he just jumps to conclusion and has to be like reined back in.
Yeah.
Okay, do the third one. Okay, so I see two successes, one from Sevro, one from Drava. Okay. So that brings up your total of research points from on-site investigation to 3, and your absolute total to 5. So you're learning a great deal. You know, it's all like little bits and pieces, things for the cork board essentially, and but you don't quite know yet how they all connect. So you feel like you're on the cusp of a breakthrough of understanding the connection between this place and the Hellstorm Flume, but it just feels like there's a piece missing.
Got it.
Something was burnt away. Something was turned to cinders.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you could still push a little further the next day, but at right now your head is spinning from all of the translations of these runes and trying to make sense of this place.
At least finally it's coming somehow to place.
Yeah. Quillip, you spend most of the day over at Bottle Solutions helping to restock. And hang on here, give me a second. Well, first of all, we should have a little bit of background sounds and music. There we go. Yeah, and as you go around, like you help Nisk put away the latest delivery of stuff, like empty vials. He doesn't really have the best system going. It's probably something that you've always, you know, pointed out to him, like, well, you know, if you were to organize your stuff alphabetically, it would be a whole lot easier to find things, but he just likes his chaos. You know, he thinks that it's functional when really it isn't that functional. And at some point, he kind of in passing mentions that it's not even that much stuff that he's ordering. You know, it's not like Potiker and his like that latest supply order that he got from the Magnamarian caravan that came through. It's like that was a lot of stuff. Haven't seen him order that much stuff before. That man ordered 40 glass vials and a pound of selenite wash. 40. I go through maybe 10 a month, and I'm the busiest apothecary in town. What's he doing over there? Bottling the harbor? As what Nisk says at some point. You can give me a craft alchemy check here, or a crafting check, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So Nisk mentions selenite wash, which is used for like purifying liquid suspensions for medicines and tinctures and some cosmetics. It's not really anything suspicious or shady. It's just a lot. Like a pound of selenite wash is a lot. It goes a long way. But you could think of a dozen legitimate reasons to order that much, to order that stuff. It just seems like a lot.
Okay. A lot compared to the business in Sandpoint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well that's still good to know.
Mm-hmm. So as I said, there's a significant amount of your day goes into that. Do you have a downtime activity of crafting something or finding a formula? Is there
Yes,
something mechanical you want to do?
Yeah, Quillip would need 2 full days of work to be able to come up with a new formula.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that would be on the next day.
Yeah. Let's say so. By the end of the next day, you would be able to do that. So we'll get there, but not quite yet.
Yep.
All right. So another day passes. Tomorrow is supposed to be the day of the ritual. What do you have planned for the day? Hang on, so actually, I do have something for Drava. Because you have received word the night before, as you were, still all of those thoughts from your research at the Hellstorm in the catacombs, your head still spinning from it. You have received word that your mother Niella is asking for a visit.
Mother, I'm busy with things, but after pouting and making a fuss, I'll go.
So do you prefer to stay in town and continue to research?
No, I go. Like, I make a big, just in my head, Mother always making a fuss, worrying
Yes.
too much. And yes, I came back with a few singes, and I've not been eating for being down there, but I'm fine. I'll just go tell her myself. Otherwise, she'll never stop bothering.
Yeah. Give me a moment here. Sevro, what are you gonna do today?
I mean, I really think Sevro just keeps going on the research.
Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine. And Toren, you continue with to be by Sevro's side here on this.
Well, I guess so. If he, as I said, if he goes down, Toren will try not to leave him alone in the dungeon.
That's nice. Yeah, I probably need that.
Okay, so let's start with Drava. You head out to your mother's place, which it's a little cottage just outside of town, right? I believe that's where it said. And as you walk over there, it's early in the morning because maybe you're hoping to be back in time to do a little more research down in the catacombs. There's salt and pine scent in the air as you approach your mother's home. You know this route. It's past the hagfish, around the harbor, and then up the gentle slope where the wild grass gives way to Niella's usually carefully tended plots. But today, something is off. And you can smell it before you see it. There's like a thick layer of brine in it, hovering over the usually like earthy sweetness of your mother's herbs. And as the cottage comes into view, you kind of stop dead in your steps. The garden is ruined. I mean, I don't know when you've been here last, probably a few days ago, but you remember that there were these neat rows of rosemary and lavender and comfrey and all of the herbs that Niella sells to bottle solutions and Hannah and the Pillbug's Pantry and have the incense Sandpoint. But now there's just like, it looks like a blackened wasteland. The plants lie wilted and gray. The leaves are curled like dying, like dead spiders. And even the soil itself looks kind of sick. It's crusty with white crystalline deposits that catch the morning light and glitter a little bit. And in the middle of it, there's Niella. She's kneeling on the ground. She has her back to Drava, and she's pulling up dead plants, with practiced efficiency, like weeding. And she's like pulling them, tossing them out, and she's busy at work.
I panic. The sight's shocking me, as few things have ever done. Like, to see my mother's garden come to this. It has never happened. And I rush to her and I shake her by her shoulder and go like, Mother, what has happened?
And as you approach and call out to her, she gets up and she wipes her hands off of her apron and she says, "Oh, it's It's not like you. It's okay. You don't have to help. I just sent word because I thought you should know, not because I need help.
I start
And
examining her, like take her head and look at her eyes. Is she sick? Is she feverish? Like, is there something wrong with her?
no, you can. Yeah, you inspect her. Like, you see that her eyes are somewhat red rimmed. Like she didn't get a whole lot of sleep, and you get a sense of that she's worried about it to the point of being scared almost. Give me a nature or occultism check.
Nature or occultism? Occultism, because there's nothing normal about this garden. $17.
Yeah, so you like I said, there's just she seems her usual self, except that she's unusually worried. I mean, she probably always worries about you as a mother, but um yeah, there's this sense of fear. And as you look around, there's it reminds you of salt damage, you know, the briny smell in the air.
Something completely alien to here. She lives on the other side to the sea.
That's right. It's
She
so far
hates
from the
the
waterline.
water.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
And to get all the way here, and it feels my nose. Mother, what happened here? Your garden, you're not okay. Something, what happened? You have to tell me, or I
And
can't
she
help
just
you.
Yeah, she just kind of like waves you off and continues to work. It's like, it's okay, it's okay. You really didn't have to come out and help. It's okay. I assume you want to try to get something out of her, so you can try a
Yeah,
diploma.
I'm
Yeah,
getting more hysterical edge again. This is the kind of relationship we have. So I'm like, mother, stop it, stop it, look at me.
yeah. And you can give a
Because
diplomacy.
she's had trouble seeing me eye to eye sometimes with
Mhm.
my different color eyes, and I know it's not fear, it just reminds her of something. I don't know what it
Mhm.
is. It makes her worried.
Give me a diplomacy
Force
check.
her to look at me. Sorry?
Give me a diplomacy check.
Let me see. Oh, come on. And I have a good diplomacy.
You do have a hero point if you want to use it.
Oh,
But
yeah, I'm gonna use it. Open it. Open it. How do I delete it?
you right click the result and then you say reroll using a hero point.
Hmm. If I
Do you
actually,
see it?
I think I accidentally put that I have no.
No,
Point.
you can
There we
right
go.
click. There it is. Yep. Okay, that's not a whole lot better.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
So yeah, so you as you said, like this is just how what your relationship is like, right? She shuts down, doesn't. Oh,
Doesn't tell me. It's like, yeah, that's what she
yeah,
does
she
all
does
the time. She keeps her secrets.
exactly, and you're kind of falling into that dynamic again, and she just shuts down, and she just says, just if you want to help, okay, help me replant, Drava, please, just help me replant.
And yeah, I know her. I know I'm not gonna get anything out of her. So in a huff, I like, just like grabbing the farm implements, just like scraping all the dead plants, viciously working at it, and visible frustration.
Do you help though?
Yeah, I hope.
Okay,
That
okay.
I always end up doing anyway.
Okay. So you end up working together for quite some time, maybe a few hours, you know, taking the top, like pulling out the dead weeds, taking the top layer of soil off.
Do I see like all
Um,
the soil is wet or like briny?
yeah, it does. It's not more wet than, you know, you would expect it to be, but there's like salt in there.
Do
It's
I pick up
odd.
anything from it? Like I don't have my lamp or anything, but I've worked this land all my life. I've seen this garden since I was a kid.
Sure. Give me a nature check.
Oh no, I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I know I should be down there studying the ruins instead of tending to my mother's stupid garden, and I can't believe she ruined it like this and won't even tell me how. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at some point, like, your frustration just turns this into, like, you just want to be done with it. You just
And I have to help, but I
get
should
it
be
over
somewhere
with.
else. Yeah.
Yeah. And your mother, again, like, she doesn't open up during the work. And as you turn to leave after you've pulled all the dead plants and turned to the soil and did all the work, and you get ready to leave, kind of like, all right, well, suit yourself. And you get ready to leave, and she calls out behind you and she says, Drava, wait. Drava, that pearl you carry, the one from that package?
It's hidden, like it's in my neck, but I have this scarf around it, so it's not visible. But my hand reaches for it because the presence of it's always there.
And she sees you reach for it, or like as in response to
Mhm.
that, and you can see like her eyes widen a little bit, like somewhat like, oh no, she's wearing it. And she says, just don't answer it. Whatever voice you hear, whatever call you feel, just don't answer. Promise
You
me.
always warn me about these voices, about the spirits, about everything, and you never told me why. Why should I be worried? Why should I be cautious? Ah, it's another one of your stories. You're just worried and want to keep me here when I have important things to do.
And you turn around and stomp off, I would think.
Mhm.
And like
But like
if
in
you
that kind of stomp off, like I'm kind of waiting to see if there's a reply because I still have things
yeah,
to say. But if
yeah,
she doesn't say anything, I'm gonna take my pride and leave.
dramatic exit, and you stomp
Mhm.
off. And I think I would say that Drava doesn't hear this because you're already like making your exit. But
With
the
flurry, like I'm
camera
not just
lingers
making
for a
an
little
exit,
bit.
it's an exit.
Yes, the camera lingers for a little bit, and we see Niella's face just completely crumple, and she's talking basically to herself as she says, "You're so like her sometimes, so certain that you can handle just anything. That's what scares me most." But Drava is already
I'm
way
already
down on our way to Sandpoint. All right. Sevro and Toren, you're doing research first thing in the morning, so give me another research check. I assume you're still doing the research on site, or are you switching to Broder's archive, or what do you do?
No, he's still going on site
Okay.
until he feels like he's exhausted it.
Give me another one.
All right. Oh,
I mean, let's take a look at the statistics for today. But you can give me a third one because you started early in the morning.
okay. There we go. Better.
That looks a lot better. And that is yet another. Okay. Let me go to the list. I also want to point that out. Okay, so that gives you 4 research points that you've extracted from the on-site research, and at this point, you feel like you've learned as much as you possibly can from being down here. You believe, or you come to believe through your research, that the strange stones are magically linked to the Hellstorm flume, even though that tower is ruined right now.
Okay.
And it appears to you that the stones were used to activate and focus and aim the flume's fires.
Oh,
But the magic remaining within the stones today is barely enough to maintain the link to the old light, as long as they remain in their current decrepit state.
okay. So it's like a remote kind of.
So we should definitely rebuild them because what could go wrong?
Yeah, there's nothing could go wrong. I know what I'm doing. I already figured it out.
Yeah. They said it couldn't be done. They were all wrong. We'll show them all. All right, so let me put that result in here. So that is for 6 research points. I wish there was a way for me to put notes on the quest log that you can't yet see, and then I can just reveal them when they are discovered. But unfortunately, that's not a thing. But still, it's pretty cool. Okay, so you are at 6 research points. You've found all of that stuff. And you're pretty sure that you've depleted the on-site investigation. So you have 4 out of 4 RP. And I don't think there's any harm in telling you what the maximum RP is of each category here. So you have the sense that there's still more to be learned in Broadard's library.
Okay.
So I'll give you that. Okay, but you've spent the day doing your research here. Quillip, is there anything else you want to do besides doing the research for your new formula? Do you want to follow up on that kind of, a remark in passing that Nisk dropped? Do you want to do any research on that?
I think he can. He can try to gather information.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, sure. You can ask around. Like, did anybody notice that Potiker's ordering a whole lot of stuff recently? Yep, totally reasonable. Ooh, nice. So you ask around for a couple of hours around the market as you like buy your own supplies, and you're like, oh, since I'm here, since I got you. And most of the merchants just shrug. Potiker he's a valued customer to the merchants in town. He always pays on time. He keeps to himself. And some people make a comment like, he's got his group of customers that need like remedies that a proper apothecary wouldn't sell, something like hangover cures or sleeping drafts or discreet treatments for embarrassing conditions and things like that. And one fishwife points out, he's odd, sure, but he fixed my boy's earache when Hannah's teas did nothing. And he charged fair, too. So you end up getting the sense that, he might not be the nicest person to interact with, but he's not breaking any laws by ordering large amounts of that stuff. Yeah. Feels a little bit like a dead end to you right now.
Okay, well.
Nonetheless, you still have plenty of time to spend on your own concoctions, and by the end of the day, you finish. What was your project again? Sorry, I lost track of that.
Hold on, I think I actually. Yeah. He will be going for. I guess since this was appropriate for a. What's it called exactly? Sorry. Frost Vial.
Mm-hmm.
Frost Vial, which is a level. Well, here's the thing. For formulas, you only need to know the level 1 version if it has levels. And if you know the level 1 version, you can make any version of it as long as you are the appropriate level. So he just has to come up with the level 1 Frost Vial version, which is DC 15. Yep.
Nice. All right, and I'll let you do the math of cost and stuff like that.
Yep.
I'll trust you do that. Do the accounting properly.
Mm-hmm.
Toren. Or would it make sense for is it to too much assuming that he might be spending some time at the Rusty Dragon every now and then?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
It's a place he should be very familiar with because
Okay. So that day or that evening, as you once again you accompanied Sevro, you kind of stood guard or watched over him as he kept mumbling to himself about all of his discoveries, smeared with ash and dust, and you decide that you need a cold drink and a proper meal, and you spend some time at the Rusty Dragon, where at some point, Bethana Corwin, who currently runs the place, comes up to your table and she says, "Oh, well, good evening, young man." Even though you're probably easily 60 years older than her.
I think Toren actually is about 60 years, so she might be older.
Oh, you're a really young dwarf. Okay. So yeah, so she says, well, "Good evening, young man," and she clearly seems to have something on her mind. Is everything to your liking? Are you enjoying your meal? Do you need a refill?
Well, it's a very good woman. And well, maybe not exactly a refill, but but another bite will do just fine. It's been a while for me to restore my appetite now, and your cooking always makes hits the spot.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. Well, I'll make sure to get some more stuffed figs to your table soon. But since we're talking, so I was wondering if it's not too imposing, but do you know the Haylands that live on the southern end of town?
Does Toren know them?
The Haylands. That's a family name. Or Haylund is the name. Haylands is the family. Have you heard of their troubles?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I heard. Are they in trouble?
Well, I mean, given the trouble that Sandpoint finds itself in, at times it might not be as upsetting to you, but it is definitely to them. You see that they had a bit of a small fire last night. They lost their chimney. It's it's old construction. It happens. It's just that they're really scared because everything in Sandpoint feels like an omen right now.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah,
it might have been an omen.
Now you just sound just like them. Well, I was just thinking that maybe it would be helpful for you to just show up there and help them because they know that you're good around fire, and people hear that you're starting to help out at the cathedral, so they know that you're a kind soul, and they're good people, Toren. They're the Fisher family. They have 3 little ones, and it's just that they're always the youngest one won't even sleep because she thinks that the Sandpoint devil came down their chimney. It's just could you just go and be steady at them for an afternoon?
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, if that suits their nightly troubles, I will. I mean, who am I to decline it? It would be a good. It would be a good time, I suppose. And
Oh, that's too kind. That's too kind. That's fantastic. I mean, and of course,
since I've been also it's been a while since I've been actually doing stonework. Also, it's might take a look what actually happened there. It's
excellent.
Yeah, sometimes working with hands actually takes the mind off the troubles.
Fantastic. Oh, that is so good to hear. And of course, your dinner is on the house tonight. Thank you, Toren. Thank you. And then she walks off to deal with other customers. Okay, the next day, it is the day before the night of the full moon. So, you have an appointment tonight after sunset to meet with Father Santis, but you still have a full day ahead of you. what do we do? So it sounds like Toren is gonna go visit the Halens and help them out for the day. Is that
So,
correct?
If we, if we, if we still have time for this, then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, plenty of time until sunset. So, Drava, Sevro, what are you gonna do?
I think
What do we know
Sevro-
about this? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask, what do we know about this ritual? We know what's her name, Adani, or what's her name,
Odrani.
Adrani, is coming to perform it, and it's trying to revive or communicate with the host of Noalia.
Yeah, it's not trying to revive her. It's trying to call her spirit. And Xantus wants to apologize and ask for her forgiveness as well because he's worried and concerned that Nualia's soul might kind of be trapped in a limbo because she's done these evil things and she's waiting to be judged. And he wants to do whatever he can to help Nualia pass on to a better afterlife. So they're trying to call her spirit so that that she can be
Do we know
forgiven.
anything about this Odriani? Has she been to Sandpoint?
You can ask around.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, ask around and like recall knowledge. Like I would have known if some strange woman is doing. But yeah, okay. What do I roll?
Well, we'll get there. It'll take a couple hours, so we'll get there when we get there. How about Sevro?
I think Severo, you said I still feel like I could learn more at Broderick Quinks. Is that true?
Yes.
I would do that. Then Severo would do that. I would do that.
Okay, so Severo is going to spend some time at Brodards. Oh, actually, sorry if I forgot something here, so I'm gonna just kind of retrofit that here. The other day, Severo, as you were doing your research and you're checking your sources, one of the places that you I would assume you like to go because that's where a lot of the other Rune Watchers like to hang out is the Curious Goblin.
Yes.
Which
Okay.
right, uh, which is a shop in town, a bookstore where learned people or people who consider themselves scholars like to hang out and discuss and do research and things like that. So it would make sense for you to kind of show up there, see if you can find a book that's relevant. And you happen to run into Myra Delvain, who you might recall from your embarrassing encounter at the Rune Watcher.
Right. Okay.
Right? And as you're like browsing the shelves, she approaches quietly and just kind of stands next to you, also acting as if she's browsing the shelves. And she looks around and she's almost seems like she's a little nervous. She looks around the store, but nobody's here yet. Or yeah, let's say it's early in the morning. Nobody's here yet else besides you. And she says, I shouldn't be here. Volrig would. Well, but I found something, she whispers, and I couldn't just sit on it. Not after what you showed us.
Several I think he was so oblivious he didn't realize she was talking to him. He like turns around and he's like, "What? Oh, what did you find?"
And she like looks at you. She seems to hesitate. Really seems to be chomping on the bit here. She doesn't seem to, she needs to be pushed over the edge here to share. So how do you want to? You see, there's a chance
I would
here.
Severo do it.
Yeah.
What was she really dismissive of what Severo said, or was she just kind of there?
I think
that
she.
would.
I'm not sure if I remember exactly her role. I think she was kind of on the fence a little bit.
Okay. Severo, he would be like, I've been in the ruins for the past couple of days. I can share some information with you if you share with me.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check here, or if you could also, do you have any academia or something like that?
I
appear scholarly.
Macedonian lore, but I don't know if that or society.
No, none of those are great
Okay.
fits.
Okay.
That's the diplomacy.
This will go well for Sevro.
Do you still have your
I do. I'm going to use my hero point.
Wow. That is bad. Yes. Let's see. I'm just gonna have to check this real quick here. In today's session, what were your numbers?
It's been so bad. I feel like.
Oh, it did. Oh, I have to start the session. Seriously, that's a bummer. Anyway, you can see her like chew her lip a little bit. She like try to make a case, and like it's okay. I can share as well. And she eventually she says. She looks over her shoulder once more, and she opens her satchel, and she opens it just a little bit so you can peek inside, and you see that there's some sort of fragment in there, like some sort of piece of parchment or paper or something. And she says, but she quickly like closes it up again, and she says, "I found this reference. It's something. It's almost a list, an inventory list or something, and it mentions." And she looks over her shoulder one last time and then leans in and whispers, "The 8th seat." And it calls it empty but prepared for the Rune Lord of the Unseen School.
What?
I know.
Let me see it.
I no. And she like moves the satchel to her bag, and she says like, "Now, when you can show me you won't wave this in Vorik's face at the next meeting, then you can take a look at it."
He smiles. All right, you know me. Can we meet somewhere? Maybe not here, and I can tell you what I've learned.
Sure. Yes. Why don't we meet at my house tomorrow?
Okay. Awesome.
And
The empty seat. Okay. Huh.
And she turns away, and before she leaves, she says one more time, "Be careful with Vorik. He's not stupid. I think he's afraid of something." And then she leaves.
Yeah, he's afraid of a good scholar. Several mutters.
All right. So, we have 3 more research checks. So we have time for 3 more research checks. But you said you wanted to spend them, or you wanted to look through what Brodert has in his archives. So let's do that.
All right. I mean, would it make sense for Severo to chase this lead?
You really have nothing to go on right now. You would have to see
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Okay.
I'm not even sure if she translated it correctly and everything. Hang on here, because at Broder's we have academia lore, library lore, or arcana or diplomacy as the check. So you okay? We can take that arcana roll.
Okay.
That's a success. So yeah. So Brodert lets you in. He's relieved to see that it's just you today. Of course, he drops a comment on, "Oh, thankfully it's just you. You know, your strange new friends. Blah 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 blah."
No more whatchamacalling all over your. What did you say that one time? No more
spunk.
Yes,
your spunky friends. He's glad to not see your spunky friends around. And he also mentions like, well, and even though you're starting to get a little bit of a reputation in town, so word of your exploits is clearly getting out. Yeah, so that's a success. Let's see. Do you want to do another research check? I guess you have time for 2 more if you want to spend the rest of the day doing this. Yeah. Okay, so that's okay.
He's distracted by this thing with minor or.
I guess so. Yeah, you probably catch yourself like browsing through a thick tome and just staring at the page, thinking about that thing that Myra had talked to you about, but you don't really take in the contents of the page. Let's see if there's something for critically failing. Yes, actually there is.
My rolls are so terrible.
Yeah. There is actually a problem
Oh,
here,
no.
which is that you lose a research point for critically failing.
Oh.
So you maybe some of the notes that you have gathered.
You spilled coffee over them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You spill coffee over them and they're gone. So the way that I think this should work is that it takes one research point away, but you can get that back. Like you know, it just basically sets you back in time.
Takes
But
more time. Yeah, okay.
I want to imagine Sevro has like the pages in his hands and then just gets like super close to a candle because he needs a bit more light to see it. And just catches on fire like, oh no!
Yes, exactly. That's what happens. Because it's also the last check of the day, right? It's at the end of the day when you have to light the candles. Perfect. All right, Toren, you spend time helping out the Halons. Where are we? Where are we? Here we are. Okay, so you head south or to the southern end of town where the Halons have a modest little cottage, and you can already see the chimney in bad shape. You can see the scorch marks where chimney fire is a very serious thing. It can actually cause the chimney to completely explode, possibly taking a good chunk of the cottage with you. So they kind of lucked out in that sense because that did not happen. But the chimney is in bad repair. And you can also see like the Halons themselves. They're just like, oh, they're wringing their hands. The kids are clearly scared, and yeah, they're in need of physical support, but also just reassurance and some mental support as well. What do you do? How do you want to help them?
Well, I suppose he like. I'm not sure. Like the Toren is not like the most elegant person, like or most social one to approach smoothly because well he has charisma as -1. So he will just like approach like if well if the adults of the house presumably somewhere nearby, so he will hail them and just rather bluntly say that well Mr. Scorvins alerted me to your plight, so my friends. So if anything can be of service, then please just tell me.
Again, like lots of hand wringing here. One of the younger children, like with its finger up its nose, is just looking at you like mouth open, eyes wide. Like, I mean, there's plenty of folks in town, but kids are still, when they see a real life dwarf, they're still like gonna stare. Kids gonna be kids. And the adults, the father of the house, says, "Thank you so much for coming. That's really nice of Bethana that she would." That's just like her. Just so you know, we don't want to impose, and we greatly appreciate you coming out and coming down here to help us. I mean, but he like leads you a few steps aside, so out of earshot of the family, and he says, "Do you think this has anything to do with that mill fire, or do you think maybe goblin shenanigans, or we heard talk of demons in the cathedral? Do you think this is connected?"
Well, and Toren being Toren, he will take it deadly seriously, and he will just he will ask like, well, I mean that will depend. Like, when did this thing happen?
Well, the night before last is when the fire happened. Why? Is the timing important? Did you hear anything?
Well, I mean, timing is always important, of course, because if it happens when something exploded down there, maybe it could have been connected. But then he will look at him like in the face and honestly tell him. But I can assure you that, like the day before last, nothing was happening down there. I was there, and it was smooth. It was calm.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Right. Diplomacy check from Toren. Let's see.
Let's see how this goes.
Well, it went way better than I thought.
Yeah, and the father's like, and he listens and nods, and it doesn't seem to be particularly less anxious after you explain this to him, but you did what you could here.
Well, he turned
And
it into
he changes the subject then. He's like, okay, well, if you say so. Well, anyway, and you see that he already has like some building materials, and he has tools out, and he's like, I mean, like I said, I don't want to impose, but I could definitely use another set of hands.
Toren will gladly provide the second pair of hands, and and he in turn he will not impose. He will follow the the instructions from the from the head of the household. If so, if there is the way they want to restore it, he will try to follow it.
All right, then give me a crafting check.
Now, crafting is better, but given our luck, let's see how it goes. No.
Nice. Okay. So, and also give me a perception check, please, as you're working on the chimney.
Toren was going to try to sense if something is
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. All right. So the two of you get to work, and then a neighbor stops by at some point during the day to also help. It's just the kind of community. It's at point you'll help out your neighbor if they need help. And as you start taking stock of the damage and pulling out the cracked rocks and stone and cleaning the site, you examine the damage and you find that it looks really mundane. It's just old timber and a cracked flue, and there's nothing here that would make you think that there was foul play involved. It's just a buildup of creosote, and then it just kind of it happens. And between the 2 or 3 people, you make good progress here, and you repair the chimney properly, and share a nice cup of warm cider after the work is done. Maybe one of the younger ones even get to touch your beard. Something
What's
amazing like that. What's left of it, that's right. And you get +1 reputation with the townsfolk. All right, so we're moving up to a townsfolk reputation of 4, which means that you are currently on the cusp of becoming generally liked in town. So you're still, kind of everybody else, but people are like, yeah, I guess that group, they're not all bad. All right, Drava, you had been asking around a little bit about Odrani. So give me a anywhere in particular you want to ask, or should we just kind of?
No, I mean, actually, I know a way I would ask, and the way that I would do it would be like by going to the market and offering harrow readings, which is something that she normally does. And mostly it's a way to gossip with the townsfolk, and it's like this kind of game we do, but it's how I kind of keep my finger on the pulse.
Okay. So you can.
Fortune telling?
Well, I mean, the fortune telling is not really what will give you the information. So, diplomacy roll.
Okie
Or diplomacy to gather information, if that makes a difference.
Oh no! Why am I rolling so bad today?
Yeah, you don't really. It's possible that people in town just don't really know her, but you.
And I know
talk
I'm not asking the right questions. I'm distracted with my mother's garden, the flames and the fires, and I'm trying to do all these things, but I'm just running on fumes, literally. So it's not very.
You don't really hear, or you don't even talk to anyone who's met her. Like, it's just total dud.
And even like the readings that I usually do is just to make people feel good or just even like feeling heard. It's not even working. People are like, Drava's definitely off today.
Is that all that you want to do today, or?
I don't want to go back down researching because that's kind of ruined.
Okay.
So yeah, no, that's it. Like Drava is like out in the open, and she'll keep doing that. Also, just out of habit.
I mean, yeah, you can spend more time on trying to find out more, you know, because if that's
It
what you
does
want
that,
to
and
do.
I've only been with this group underground for a while.
Okay.
So it started as a gather information thing, but it's also a way to center herself and feel again connected to Sandpoint and its people.
Okay, but you can do a second roll then if you commit that much time to it.
And yeah, no.
That's actually the difference, the +1 here. So
Mhm.
DC is 15. Yeah, you talk to somebody as you know. You do the reading and mention the name Odrani, and the person says, "Oh, that elf woman? Yeah, she's been through Sandpoint a few times over the years, and she usually arrives at night. She's always alone. She's a pretty thing, but sad eyes.
She's
She,
been several times. I've never seen her or heard of her.
you know, she comes and goes.
I try
Yeah,
to like be discreet in how like trying to figure out like how do they feel about her? Like, yeah, it's a strange woman, or like, oh, cool, strange woman
yeah.
keeps her.
And the person, you know, it's somebody getting a harrow reading on the market, so it's probably like
Yeah.
somewhat superstitious. But she's like, oh no, she's good people. She's quiet. I think she keeps to herself. I didn't really have any long conversation with her, but
Well, we'll hope
um,
she can put Nadra's There's bones to rest and her soul to rest.
wait, can you say that again?
No, sorry, yeah. Drava is not doing well, so she's basically and we just hope that she can complete the ritual and put her soul to rest. It's been a long few days.
You tell the person that you're talking to?
Oh no, like they don't know, right? Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
saying that. Like, yeah, no, the Drava's just like, yeah, good that she is visiting. Sandpoint can always use some help.
Okay, but I'll actually as you talk about that.
I did say that.
No. I'm not going to nail you on that, but and it's fine that the Drava doesn't say that, so she does not mention the ritual. But the person you're talking to, as you bring up Odrani, and she like talks about her a little while, and then at some point something seems to click, and she says, "Wait a second, is she? Do you think is she involved at whatever's happening at the cathedral? I heard some stuff's gonna happen there."
Oh, sister, that cathedral has been the source of many a story and many of an accident. That is what those places do. They attract that kind of attention. Do not be alarmed. This is just the things that happen. Unfortunately, we have such a nice person coming to assist us. All will be well. See, like this card shows, and whatever card it is, I like twist the meaning to be like, you'll be cool this week.
And she looks at you, and she
I
sees
can do like a performance check if you want.
yeah, do that. Or do the Harrow
I can do
reading.
a performance check. If
Okay,
it's, I'm not doing a fortune. I'm really just
okay,
acting
got
it out.
yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, so she looks at the card in your hand and looks at you, and she like goes like, "Huh, okay." And she seems persuaded. Okay.
Stay in my places.
It is at sunset, just after sunset, the night of the full moon. As was arranged, you meet at the cathedral. Um, hang on. And as you arrive, Father Santos greets you with unusual energy, actually. He's got dark circles under his eyes, but he's got a little bit of a skip in his step almost. And he says, "Ah, good, you're here. Come. There's someone I want you to meet." And he leads you through the nave toward the guest quarters, where a door stands slightly ajar, and inside is an elven woman sitting cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by unlit candles arranged in a crescent pattern. Her skin pale as moonlight, her hair black as midwinter sky. And as she gets up and moves, you'll see that she moves with an odd, almost apologetic grace as she gets up. Her posture is like slightly hunched, as if she's spent a lot of years like bowing and being in cramped spots. And she dusts herself off and says, "So these are your heroes, Abstelar." And that's the end of today's session.
All right.
Okay.
Let me show you her artwork, which I should have had ready, but didn't.
That was very cool. We had
Here she
lots of
is.
prep, a fight, and a lot of RP. That was awesome.
Yeah,
a little bit
a little bit of
everything.
everything. Yeah, and for those of you who are not aware of it, and I actually am not, I don't know much about her, but this is a cameo essentially of this character. She showed up in I think the Return of the Rune Lord's adventure path. She previously appeared in the first adventure of the Return of the Rune Lord's adventure path. So, if you ever hear that name again, then that's where she's from. Anyway, I believe we have everything taken care of. You got your XP, and we'll pick it up from here next time.
Yeah,
All right.
How much XP should we have right now? I think I've missed one.
422.
Yes.
22. That's what I have.
Okay, thanks.
All
Oh, yeah,
right.
by the way, that very pretty talisman that you have on your armor, yeah, it's useless and it's falling apart and it's breaking. Like, yeah,